The Eliminator is in the books, and we have not only one half of our finals but also qualifier 2, and of course the team that won the Eliminator was the Royal Challengers Bangalore. Yet a lot of focus, understandably so, went on the Lucknow Super Giants. After all, many saw them as favourites for making the final, if not winning the whole tournament, but it just wasn't meant to be for the Lucknow based franchise. Regardless, they did indeed put out a nice little social media message where they thanked all their fans for their support. And after all, if I would understand as a Lucknow fan, you are disappointed, but it's also worth noting, first season you've made it as far as the playoffs, quite an achievement in itself, and there's plenty of lessons to learn, not just for the team management but also the players as well as the coaches, who will doubtless come back stronger in the coming seasons. And one of those people who would be hoping that they come back stronger, of course, is their team mentor and two-time IPL winner Gautam Gambhir, who took to his Instagram to post this wonderful little message where he said, "Hard luck today, but a great tournament for our new team. We'll come back stronger until we meet again." Now, obviously, you could sense the disappointment in Gambhir after the match finished, but it's also worth noting that the last time he was in such a position where he was leading a franchise in the first season, they made the playoffs, but they didn't make it to the finals. I am, of course, talking about the 2011 Kolkata Knight Riders side, where, again, under Gambhir's leadership, they made the playoffs, but they didn't make the final. But the season after that, they ended up winning the trophy, and 2 seasons after that, they ended up winning the second trophy. So, if I were you Lucknow fans, I would be very optimistic about Gambhir as a mentor and a team leader in that sense, as well as the kind of talent that LSG have. I'm sure they're going to bounce back strong. But enough about them. Let's talk about the team that was indeed victorious, and that is, of course, the Royal Challengers Bangalore. Now, obviously, as you can see here in this one video which they posted, and this is just one of few videos that they've posted about the fact that they broke their Eliminator jinx, and you can see the happiness on the faces of all the players. It means a lot to them, not just for the franchise in general, because let's not forget, RCB are one of the most supported franchises in IPL history, but they've never won the tournament. But it's not just that. As I was referring to the Eliminator jinx, I mean, in the last 2 editions, in the last 3 editions, including this one, Bangalore have made it to the Eliminator, and in 2020 and 21 they ended up losing out in the Eliminator. So them being in the Eliminator was a very scary thing for many of their fans, and they would no doubt be glad that they managed to make it through the Eliminator into qualifier 2, and they are just 1 match win away from making it to what would be their 4th final. Obviously, for them, they would be hoping that the 4th time will indeed be the charm, and that Isala Cup will indeed be Namde. But anyway, moving on from from the Bangalore team to a Bangalore lad whose innings in the opposition team was, to say the least, very, very questionable. I am, of course, talking about Rahul. And oh man, if you had seen our post-match show last night, you'd know that we gave him quite a bit of criticism, but we're not the only ones. Former India international Dora Ganesh also made a very valid, interesting point on his social media, where he compared the knocks of both Rajat Patirar, whose century propelled RCB to that big total, and Rahul's knock. And he says very clearly that these 2 contrasting innings decided the fate of the game. He didn't understand what Rahul was doing in the middle overs, knocking around 1s and 2s, and that he has all the shots in the world, so why won't he play them? Well, that is something that all of us have been wondering for quite a while. Indeed, KL, despite being a stroke maker who can actually hit big ones as well, he doesn't seem to use that talent as often and prefers to play in a relatively conservative manner. And yesterday, his innings made absolutely no sense, and indeed was arguably what cost them the match. Now, sticking to, of course, Rahul, and the poor guy has gone viral after yesterday's match, but for all the wrong reasons. Now, they say that picture is worth 1,000 words, but this is what picture that Rahul in particular will want to be forgetting. Why? I mean, need I add anything more? Probably not, but I'm going to say it anyway. The kind of death stare that you can see Gambhir give Rahul there, man, I would not want to be the person at the end of such a stare. And considering at one point that Lucknow were indeed favourites, and you'd think that with Rahul at the crease, they stood a chance of winning the match quite easily, because remember, In 3 overs, they needed 30 odd runs to win, yet ended up losing the match by 14 runs. Obviously, there'll be plenty of introspection and there's going to be plenty of criticism that comes the way of all Lucknow players, but none more probably so than Rahul. But that's just the nature of the beast, and as Indian fans, we doubtless hope that he can pick himself up, dust himself off and get ready, because this year there's a big year coming and he is also going to be captaining the team in the South Africa series. So, well, let's see what he can do or how well he kicks on from what was obviously a big disappointment from him. And that is it in this latest edition of us checking in with all of the happenings in the world of the IPL 2022. If you join us on a regular basis, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. But don't forget to shower us with your love. Like this video, leave us a comment, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and last but not the least, don't forget to download the Gamezy app to fulfill all of your fantasy gaming needs. You can make multiple teams in multiple phases of the game, and you stand a chance of winning up to 5 crores daily. So what are you waiting for? Use the link in our description, download the app and get playing, not just for, of course, the IPL, but also the Women's T20 Challenge. There's multiple matches that you can make fantasy teams for, so go right in and get playing. As always, I've been Shane Dice, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye-bye.